We've looked at interpreted code, we've looked at compiled code. The question is now, what's better? And with most things in life, there's not one clear answer. Which one's best? Well, they both have their goods and they both have their bads. So compiled code, as you can imagine, is optimized for the CPU. And as such, it's quicker, generally. And you don't have to send your source code to other people. So you can keep it very tight and secretive. You've got disadvantages with compilers as well, though. And the biggest disadvantage is that if you compile on a PC, that executable file that's generated won't typically work on a Mac. So in fact, it often needs to be compiled separately for different kinds of CPU, even on the same platform. And when you're having to write code and compile for different CPUs, that's an extra step. So it takes you more time, and time is money. So then let's look at interpreted code. Interpreted code, on the other hand, the biggest benefit by far is that you don't really care what kind of machine is on the other end, because you are not providing the machine code. With an interpreted language, you are just sending the source code and you let the other side take care of it. So it can be more portable and more flexible across platforms. This is what makes it so dynamic and awesome. But it also has its downsides. The quid pro quo is that everyone has to have an interpreter installed on their machine that can actually convert that source code into machine code. It can also be a bit slower because you have to interpret every time the program is run. And yes, the source code is public because you're sending it to everyone who needs to run the program. And as you guessed it, JavaScript is an interpreted language and machine code. It can also be a bit slower because you have to interpret every time the program is run. And yes, the source code is public because you're sending it to everyone who needs to run the program. And as you guessed it, JavaScript is an interpreted language and machine